courtesy HWPL and Yong Min Shin and Jane, I'm here once again. So, speaking about religion is very easy. It's very easy. I think the easiest thing on the world is speaking about religion. You can say anything. You can sermonize anybody. But the most arduous thing, the most difficult thing is to practice religion. That is the real thing. And that you can find, I think, if I'm not wrong, one in millions who can practice that. So that is the basic problem. And the real religion, when it comes into practice, it reminds constantly that what you are saying, what you are speaking to others, try to address these things to yourself also. And then, unless there is a change in your life, there is no purpose. The outer form carries no meaning. So that is, I think, the basic of what I have understood. So when I speak, to be very honest, this is very painful also, because I see that what I'm saying I'm not practicing. That is very, very painful. But it's a constant reminder to me that if I've not treaded the path honestly, but at least the satisfaction is I'm not astray and I've not gone far from it also. At least I know that this is the path. So someday, with the grace, and that comes only with the grace of the God. This is what I feel. So now the Sikh religion, how old it is. I think the most difficult question, this is the question. Because in the scripture, it is very clearly mentioned of the prehistoric personalities, and we have been reminded to worship the God, to pray to God as those prehistoric entities have done. So rather we are told to follow those pious authorities, the pious people, those who have worshipped God. So that way if we take it, so this means the Sikh religion came into, Guru Nanak Dev Ji is said to be founder of this religion, and he came to this earth in 1469. That was the year. And then what he did, he never said, nowhere he said that this is the religion, this is my religion, or you come to this religion. Rather, it is very interesting that he went to different communities, different people, different places, and said the simple message was, if you are a Hindu, you follow the principles of Hinduism, the essence of Hinduism, which lies in your scriptures. And the real essence is that you have to worship only God. You make your link with the God. This is what you have today. Your outer things, your appearances, your rituals, your all things should be supplementary. That is not the primary. If the basic thing is not there, then you are not following the path. You are not a Hindu. Similarly, he went to the Muslims, and he said that it is very difficult to become a Muslim. If you can, please become a Muslim. These are the virtues of a true Islam. So you follow that. And then in this process, what he did was, I think the HWPL can take from that, he never entered into any debate. Never. He never entered into any debate with anybody, because that was the system earlier, that the people used to debate that my religion is better, your religion is worse, or this is better, or this is wrong. He never entered into a debate with anybody. Rather, he entered into discussion. There's a difference between discussion and debate. That was main thing. And for this, what he did, he went to different places, and wherever he went, so by Gurdas Ji, his chronicler, he writes that wherever he has gone, that place has become pious. He says he went to Makkah. The Makkah is pious. He went to a temple, the temple has become pious. He went to a Hindu place, it has become pious. So what he did, I will just sum up with one thing. What was the way of his methodology of his debate, discussion, sorry. When he went to Baghdad, the Pir of Baghdad said, I want to ask 3 questions. What was before God? He says, I'll need some pearls, diamonds. So immediately the order was obeyed and a plate full of the diamonds were brought. He said, you take whatever you like. He says, no, you count it. The question was, what was before God? He says, you take whatever you like. Guru Nanak Dev Ji was told, you take. He says, no, you count. He said, 1, 2, 3. He says, wrong. Sorry, it's over. Okay. So he says, whatever you want, you can take. He says, you count. He said, 1, 2, 3. He says, wrong. Then he said, should I close?
You can finish up this story.
Just, sorry. So he said, count again. He said, 1, 2, 3. He says, again wrong. Then the Pir was very disturbed. He said, okay, I'll do it again. He says, 1. He says, wrong. So Guru Nanak Dev, he said, what is wrong in it? He says, what is before 1? He says, nothing. He says, that is my answer. There can't be anything before 1. Second was, where does he live? He said, I'll need a cup full of the milk, boiled milk. So immediately the order was obeyed. But he said, there should not be anything in the milk. So when the cup was brought, he said, Guru Nanak Dev Ji saw it and said, there is something in it. So the king immediately asked it to be replaced. He brought another cup. Guru Nanak Dev Ji saw in it and he said, no, there is still something in it. And this happened 3-4 times and he said, there is nothing. Guru Nanak Dev Ji said, there is butter in it. He said, that is the answer. The God lives in his creation. That is the second answer. And third was, what is he doing? Is he doing anything or sitting idle? So Guru Nanak Dev Ji said, you are sitting on a throne. I will have to come at your place and you will have to come at my place. So immediately he came down and he asked Guru Nanak Dev Ji to go and sit at the throne. He sat there. He said, now give me the answer. What does the God do? He said, this is what he does. He makes people like me to sit on throne and those who are on throne to bring them back to the earth. So that is what he does. But his main message was that there is the one God, which is the God of everybody. He is the creator of everybody and you have to worship him. Whatever name you like, there is no problem. But you believe and pray only. Thank you very much and for taking more time off.
Thank you, Mr. Lamba, for sharing. Last time we also